Sandro Botticelli created this painting in 1495 during the late Renaissance era. It is a tempera painting 24 inches tall by 36 inches long. It hangs in the Uffizi Museum on the lower level. This is not an original work by Botticelli, but a recreation of an ancient Greek painter named Apelles. Botticelli created this painting from Lucian's recount of the story. Lucian was an ancient Greek writer whose story was translated into Italian during the late Renaissance. This painting has an immaculate amount of detail in every corner, and with a thorough inspection you can see Botticelli included everything, from the golden embroidery on the rug at the feet of the king, to the sculpture on the arched windows of the palace, and even the sculpture on the pillars has depth and detailed facial features. This painting depicts Ptolemy IV, ruler of Egypt, sentencing Apelles to jail for conspiracy. The different people in the painting are representative of the characteristics of Apelles' accusers. Going from right to left, the king is surrounded by suspicion and ignorance, followed by fraud, envy, and hatred around calumny, and further to the left we have regret and truth. I have grouped these characteristics into three because this painting follows the rule of thirds, and Botticelli has created three distinct groups of people. This painting is entitled The Allegory of Calumny of Apelles. An allegory is synonymous for story. Calumny is a Greek word meaning to destroy one's reputation, and Apelles is the original painter. Apelles was thrown in jail because a fellow artist falsely accused him of plotting to kill Ptolemy IV. Apelles was thrown in jail, but eventually the truth came out and he was set free. Ptolemy gave Apelles a large amount of gold to compensate for his time spent in jail as an innocent man. It was a peace offering intended to silence Apelles about the wrongful conviction. Instead, Apelles decided to commemorate this event by creating a painting to destroy the reputation of his accusers and Ptolemy himself. The king is depicted as King Midas, the ancient Greek king with a golden touch. He is also painted with the ears of a donkey to infer that he is unintelligent and solves his problems by throwing gold at them. Ptolemy is surrounded by two women who represent suspicion and ignorance, and in a way projects these two characteristics onto Ptolemy. As stated in Leon Alberti Battista's book on painting, calumny was approaching in the form of an attractive woman whose face seemed too well versed in cunning, and she was holding to her left a lighted torch, while with her right hand she was dragging by the hair a youth whose arms were stretched out toward the heaven. Around calumny are envy, malice, and deceit. It can be argued that calumny is the accuser and her attendants are envy, malice, and deceit. The characteristics behind why Apelles was accused. The youth she is dragging is Apelles himself. Following behind is Regret, who is clothed in a dark robe to add to the somber nature of the character. Following Regret is Truth. Truth is depicted as a beautiful woman taking after the saying, the naked truth. Some argue that this is one of the best pieces of art produced during the Renaissance, not for its technique, but for its history and an application to life.
Here we see a painting done by one of the Dutch masters of the post-impressionist period, Vincent van Gogh, titled Wheatfield with Crows. Van Gogh is known for expressing emotion through his use of vivid colors with thick brush strokes. This painting is an oil on canvas measuring 20 by 40.5 inches. It is currently on display at the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Wheatfield with Crows portrays a dramatic landscape with yellow crops set against a dark sky. Then there are three paths that seem to lead to nowhere, which could be symbolic of how he felt, as if his life had no purpose. The sky is depicted in the classic Van Gogh interpretation. He doesn't see the night sky as simply a black veil, but is able to depict the deep blues and even the wind through the directionality of his brushstrokes. He also shows stars to be bursting of light, and their glow fills the sky. The Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam has written in the description of the piece that Van Gogh used powerful color combinations for Wheatfield with Crows. The blue sky contrasts the yellow-orange of the wheat, while the red of the path is intensified by the green bands of grass. The brushwork creates a powerful sense of dynamism, which is further heightened by the crows taking flight. This piece symbolizes the last few months of Van Gogh's life, and in his letters to his brother Theo, he writes, "The paint depicts vast, distended wheat fields under angry skies, and I deliberately tried to express sadness and lonesomeness in them." Viewing this piece invokes deep feelings of sympathy for Van Gogh. What is astonishing is that he was able to transform the pain of his tormented life into ecstatic beauty. Pain is easy to depict, but to use the passion behind it to portray the ecstasy, joy, and magnificence of his world and create these beautiful pieces as art is extraordinary. Van Gogh predicted in 1888 that, but the painter of the future is a colorist such as there hasn't been before. He turned out to be that exact painter himself, showing the way forward to new generations of artists.